Alright, next off we're going to talk about chapter 8.1, which is point and confidence intervals estimates for a population mean. So a lot of times you don't know what a population mean is because it's not possible basically to have a census or survey every element of a population. But you still want to know what the population mean is. Probably the easiest way to estimate what a population mean is just to find the point estimate. And the point estimate is just your sample mean or the mean of the sample you took. So you already know about a point estimate of a population mean. What's new is this confidence interval for a population mean. So how this works is basically you have your point estimate of the population mean right in the middle of some interval, and then you have a lower limit and an upper limit. And what you do is these values are dependent on basically how positive you want to be that the actual population mean falls within this range. So now to figure out the lower limit, you take basically your point estimate, which is the sample mean, and you subtract out some z critical value multiplied by their standard deviation. Then to figure out the upper limit, you take again your sample mean, but then add in that z critical value multiplied by the standard deviation. And now these z critical values are based on the desired level of confidence. Because sometimes you might want to be, say, 80% confident that the interval you created contains the actual population mean. In that case, if you only want to be 80% positive, it's probably going to be a pretty narrow interval because 80% isn't all that confident. But let's say you want to be 95% confident that this interval contains the actual population mean. It's going to get a little bit wider because basically these z critical values are going to be higher. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to determine what these z critical values are, because that's really the only hard part about finding a confidence interval.